Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and I'm here today to talk about demonstrated interest. What is demonstrated interest? That's what I'm here to talk about. I hop on YouTube once a week to talk about things that might help you as a parent of a tween or teen, life prep, college prep, and parenting, all those things that might help you along the way. Not that I know it all, but I've been there, done that. I've had 3 boys that are now 24, 21, and 17, and the teenage years can be long. What is demonstrated interest? Demonstrated interest is what it says. When your teen is interested in a college and they reach out to that college, that is demonstrated interest. And I'm here to tell you that this is a strategy that will work with college admissions. I can say that because my oldest son, tried this strategy, and I'll talk about that at the end of this and how it helped him so much. There's different ways that your teen can show demonstrated interest. So the first one is they can email the school and ask for information. Now, if it's a school they've already gotten information from, they might look through the packet or look on the website and then reach out to their regional admission counselor. I know a lot of schools do it by state or by region. And so your teen could reach out and send an email and say, hey, I am so-and-so. I got your packet. I'm really interested in knowing more about the school. And I have a specific question about whatever it is. So that is one way that your student could show demonstrated interest. Don't let the college application be the first contact that a college has from your student. Now, that is to say, if it's a college they've never heard from and they get information from them, want to apply there, then make sure that they reach out before they send that application in, even if it's a quick email and say, hey, I've never heard of you and I just got this packet, I'm going to apply. That is demonstrated interest. So I'm going to tell you why this is so important here in a second. So some other examples of demonstrated interest, and I've got a little list here, are the one I said before, reaching out, sending an email, giving them a call. I mean, these admissions counselors are there. That's why they're there, to help students figure out where they want to go, give information. They go to college fairs at the different high schools, and that's their job. So your kids need to take advantage of this. So another way that your teen could show demonstrated interest is to take a tour. Now, this could happen as early as middle school, and that's when my son started a relationship with a college that he was very interested in 8th grade. And again, I'll tell you more about that in a minute. So, hey, if you are finding any of this information helpful, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I hop on every week with a video that's usually less than 10 minutes, and I give help and tips and strategies for just different ways that you can parent your teen. Okay, moving on. After taking a tour, ask for information. I covered that a minute ago. You could send an email. They give a call. And the more specific they are with their request, the better, because that way the college knows, oh, hey, this kid is really looking at us. If there are interviews that could occur in this whole process, I know a lot of schools do some screening interviews, or they may even have like if the school's far away from where you are located, they might have someone in the area that is screening future students. So your student needs to ask the school, is there anyone that I could interview with? Is that a process that your school utilizes? Some schools don't, but it is definitely a way to get seen. Social media, follow the school on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and see what they're putting out there, and like things and comment. They are going to notice that, I promise. Research their website, and this is important for a number of reasons, but when you're showing demonstrated interest, this is where you can get nitpicky questions asked, like, how far are you from the town, and how could I get from school to the town if I don't have a car? Like those kind of nitpicky questions, like your student should be thinking about to ask. Open and read the emails from the school. They will keep track of who is opening them if they have read it. Like opening and reading are 2 different things. But why is this important? Demonstrated interest is showing the school that your student is or might be interested in going there. So when they start receiving the applications, they're going to look through and they're going to see, oh, this kid has a great GPA. They've got a great ACT. They were president of their class, or they showed leadership when they did some other thing. Their resume looks great. Let's look at our bank of information, and they'll look for the number of touches that there have been, that's what it's called, from your student to them, showing demonstrated interest. And that's where, if they've got 2 kids that are equally awesome, who do you think they're going to pick? They're going to pick the kid that is reached out, asked questions, and opened the emails and visited the school and done an interview or whatever all the things they've done, tag them on social media, commented, that's going to make the difference. And that's why this is so important. Now, some schools do not honor demonstrated interest, but I will say this, even if they're not honoring it when they're doing admissions, they're still probably going to look because they want students that are excited to be at their school. And if they're going to spend money on a student, they're going to give scholarship, merit aid to that student, they want to know that that kid is interested. I highly recommend it whether they say they keep track of it or not. So my son, he read about a college when he was in 8th grade and he reached out to this school that was far, far away from us and said, I'm so interested. I'm only in 8th grade, but could you send me an application packet so I can know what to expect because I will be applying for my senior year to go here. This is exactly where I want to go. It's what I want. He formed a relationship with the school. They sent him a packet. We read through it. He emailed the regional person for the school and asked more questions. And there was, it wasn't a constant conversation, but over each semester, he would send them his updated GPA, would send a copy of his resume at the end of each year. And then when it got down to it, we did go visit that school. And then we went to the school. He did interview. That's when it got really serious because it came down to that school and a couple of others that were closer to home that were less expensive. So in the beginning, they would send things like a keychain or a hat or a bumper sticker. Then it got serious and they started sending money, like not physical money, but saying, okay, we'll give you this scholarship or you qualify for this. Please apply for this. And it got down to a numbers game. And for us and for my son, he did not end up going there. He actually finally had to tell them to quit contacting him. They weren't, it wasn't an ugly thing, but they really wanted him because by the time he was ready to go to college, his resume was awesome. He would have been a great fit for them. And he did end up going to a very similar school, but it was closer to our hometown. So all that to say, use demonstrated interest. Talk your kid into doing this, even if it's a couple times a year. It doesn't have to be anything serious. Anyway, I'm here to say it does help and it will work. You might even have your student ask the school, do you all keep track of demonstrated interest? And even if they say no, I still highly suggest it because it's a way to get to know that school, that faculty, and all of that. So good luck, and I'll see you here next week.